Erdogan, the street-smart Turkish leader, faces a crossroad: survival or exile. Erdogan is betting on the US and Israel's help to stay in power. He is a shady character who has always cheated to come into power. He comes from an impoverished background, but in reality, he is a Mossad asset put in place over 20 years ago. He is one of the chosen ones from the Rothschilds, playing the Muslim card against the EU and Israel. Erdogan is very similar to Eli Cohen, put in place as an asset by the Mossad. He has Jewish origins, contrary to the lies about his origins from the Black Sea region. Erdogan is acting like a mafia boss and taking over all valuable properties with fake justice palabras. He is heading the Turkish crime organization, heading all illegal operations like drugs, arms, and oil shipments. Erdogan and his oil tankers supply the stolen oil from Syria and Iraq to Israel and the EU for a discounted price. Turkish leaders, with the exception of Atatürk, have historically been corrupt puppets installed by the US and the UK, which, in reality, means they were controlled by the financial dynasties of the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. Atatürk, the only truly independent and honorable Turkish leader, was allegedly poisoned by his own doctors under orders from the global elite, with his death officially attributed to cirrhosis as a cover-up. In Turkey, corruption is deeply embedded in the system, making it impossible to conduct business without paying bribes, from low-level bureaucrats to the highest ranks of government. Even the Turkish military's top generals have long been on the payroll of foreign powers, ensuring the country remains under external influence. This mirrors the typical power dynamics of third-world nations, where survival often depends on navigating a deeply entrenched system of corruption at every social level. Erdogan, however, took corruption to an unprecedented level, consolidating it under his direct control through his party, the AKP. He neutralized the opposition by either buying them off or instilling fear, ensuring that political resistance became nothing more than a theatrical performance. The so-called opposition in Turkey today is merely a scripted farce, much like Erdogan's infamous one-minute stunt at Davos with Shimon Peres, a carefully choreographed act designed to maintain illusions rather than challenge real power. The Middle East and Turkey have always been a drug trade hub in cooperation with the CIA and the KGB. The Rothschilds and the Rockefellers let him steal and do all his criminal activities to fill his and his family's pockets as long as he executes their orders. Erdogan is in reality put in place to help Israel realize Theodor Herzl's dream of Greater Israel. Erdogan's move to disqualify his opponent Imamoglu over technicalities, such as university degree requirements, is highly ironic given the long-standing controversy over his own academic credentials. It highlights the contradictions in Turkey's political system, where legal loopholes are weaponized to eliminate rivals while deeper questions about Erdogan's own legitimacy remain unaddressed. The fact that a leader with such a questionable background continues to command support reflects the complex interplay of political control, nationalism, and religious influence in Turkish society. Erdogan's era is coming to an inevitable end. The arrest of Imamoglu marks a turning point, with the PKK and its affiliated crime networks tightening their grip on Turkey's political landscape, ultimately sealing their own fate. It remains to be seen whether the US will step in to assist Erdogan after the chaos he has created, but this move appears to be a carefully orchestrated trap to remove him from power. Given his history, Erdogan won't go down without a fight. A major civil conflict seems increasingly likely, threatening Turkey's immense geopolitical significance and economic potential. While his rule saw remarkable advancements in technology and defense industries, the public has been left to bear the brunt of economic devastation. The Turkish mindset has long been misunderstood by the West. From birth, Turks are conditioned to prioritize loyalty and sacrifice for their country, family, elders, and leaders. This ingrained sense of duty is reinforced in the military, where obedience becomes second nature. It resembles a deeply embedded ideological commitment, one that outsiders, particularly Westerners, struggle to comprehend unless they equate it with extreme religious cults that demand blind allegiance. Erdogan, a shrewd political operator, has mastered the art of manipulating this mindset, wielding religion as a tool to maintain control. While his AKP party presents itself as pious, its members, much like Iran's ruling elite, enjoy lavish Western lifestyles, often funded by foreign interests. This pattern extends beyond Turkey, as corrupt leaders across the globe are installed and sustained through systemic exploitation. In the West, corruption takes a more refined form, cloaked under the guise of lobbying and charitable foundations, but the underlying force remains the same: money. The world's wealthiest dynasties, like the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, continue to exert control over global systems, reducing the vast majority of the population to economic servitude. Erdogan's fate may be sealed as early as 2025 should intelligence agencies like the CIA and Mossad decide to withdraw their tacit support. Meanwhile, Putin remains indifferent, fully aware that Turkey will always be strategically dependent on Russia, as the real power players operate above national politics, serving the same global financial interests.